sus tube. We're on fifth again. So now we're going to add the B bender in. Okay, so if you have a bass line going, and it creates a really interesting sound that kind of doesn't sound like a guitar, really. It's another color that you can use to paint with. So I think now we can go ahead and introduce another component of the Hipshot B bender. This is, on my particular model, I've got what's called a D toggle switch. And the producers of Hipshot, Josh Boriseff is who's in charge of the company right now. His dad, Dave Boriseff, was the original creator of the idea. This entire unit itself is an adaptation of the Parsons White B bender, which is the normal B bender that uses your strap to bend the B string. That was the initial B bender that was conceptualized by a member of the Byrds. So the concept still was to emulate a pedal steel, but it's a much more intensive unit. It's actually a drilled out portion of the back of your guitar where the spring unit is installed, and it allows you to bend down on the neck strap and adjust the pitch of the B string. So this one is a less evasive unit to the guitar. Whether it's more stable or not, I'll leave up to you. There is a learning curve with this. There's a tuning curve, learning how to tune these two strings and keep them in tune. You've added some vulnerability to both of them by adding this unit. The switch I was talking about earlier is called the toggle D switch. It moves the E string, it toggles it between the note E and D. So it moves it down a whole step or up a whole step. So you can be in the middle of playing an E. There's other applications. If I'm in B minor, there's a lot of different ways you could do. You could include that low D in your playing without just being in the key of D, which would be the normal application. And those are some things that you end up being able to experiment with as you use this more and more. So the entire unit itself is about $300. It's a fairly minimal cost. Installation, you're going to be looking anywhere between $80 and $200 depending upon who you get. Here in LA, there's a lot of people that are good at installing it. Mine was installed by a man named John Westcott, who lives in Burbank. I highly recommend him, but many people could do this. As far as upkeep, there's not a whole lot to the unit. This Teflon tubing here is medical grade Teflon tubing that does occasionally need to be replaced. As the string rolls up by it over and over and over and over and over again, you end up creating a groove or a burr in that material, and eventually it'll basically corrode right through it. Other than that, a few tuning issues. It's an amazing unit. It's an amazing thing to add to your guitar. So many applications out in and out of country. So until next time, thanks so much for tuning in.
Cut.